Hi, if you've got a safety deposit box at the bank, chances are some of these are in it. United States savings bonds are the most widely held securities in the world. Right now, Americans own $55 billion worth of them, and they're buying more every day. That's a lot of security for a lot of people. I hope you're one of them. All it takes is your signature on a savings bond application where you work a bank. My name is Sammy Davis, Jr. Peace and love and togetherness.
Hello, I'm Lucie Arnaz, here to remind you that it doesn't take any magic to save money, just a little willpower and a plan. This plan, Payroll Savings Plan for United States Savings Bonds. It not only does the saving for you, but gives you the willpower to stay with it. And remember, savings bonds are a great way to take part in your country's future and your own. Why not sign up today?
Hi, I'm Dinah Shore. How many times have you asked the question, where has all the money gone? Just seems to disappear. Well, there's really no trick to saving. There's a sure, safe, easy way with these United States savings bonds. One way to get them is through the payroll savings plan where you work. It takes just a minute to sign up, and the benefits can last a lifetime. Buy bonds. They can make your dreams come true.
Yes, this is my country, our country, yours and mine. And these are United States savings bonds, and they help make America great. Since 1941, when the bond program began, people have been helping themselves in their country by buying bonds. So why not take stock in America? Buy savings bonds. Take it from me, Jim Nabors, it'll pay dividends.
Hello, Bob Hope here on the subject of United States savings bonds. I could tell you a lot about them if I had the time, how safe and secure they are, their bonus interest rate, and how easily they can be bought where you work or bank. But since there isn't time for all that, why don't I just remind you that bonds are good for you and good for your country. They really are, you know. United States savings bonds.
Hello, this is Johnny Bench. You know, your autograph can be pretty valuable if you put it in the right place. Like right here on a payroll savings application form for United States savings bonds. It can be the opening pitch of a whole new ball game, the start of something really big in your future. Savings bonds can make it happen, and the payroll savings plans makes it happen.
Saludos, soy Bing Crosby. Esta es una colección de bienvenidos. Se llaman United States Saving Bonds, y esto lo hacen. I was just telling my amigos about savings bonds. You know, since 1941, when the bond program began, people have began helping themselves and their country by buying bonds. They've made dreams come true, they've bought new homes, and made retirement a lot easier for a lot of people. Buy bonds.
Hi, I'm Billy Casper. In golf, following a few fundamental rules can mean the difference between success and failure. For example, keeping your eye on the ball and a smooth follow-through are basic rules for a good game of golf. When you're trying to save money, a good rule to follow is to sign up for the United States savings bonds through your payroll savings plan where you work. That way you can keep your eye on your money.
Hello, darlings. This is Eva Gabor, reminding you of something that's all too easy to forget. Take stock in America, believe in it, and then act. Buy United States saving bonds where you work or bank for your country's future and your own. Thank you.
Hello. I am Secretary of Commerce, Maurice H. Stans. The best investment in America today is the investment you can make in America itself. U.S. savings bonds are a good buy, and they pay a high interest rate. I hope you will take stock in America. Join the payroll savings plan or increase your allotment for Series E bonds. They'll pay dividends to you and to your country.
Hi, this is Jackie Gleason. Maybe you think you can't make money writing, but 10 million Americans have proved you can. What they wrote is their name, right here on an application form for the payroll savings plan. All of a sudden, boom, the United States savings bonds start rolling in, with money saved painlessly out of your paycheck. Before you know it, a nest egg appears. Try it. Be a writer. How sweet it is.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hello, I'm Neil Armstrong. I'll never forget that first step on the moon. And speaking of steps, the first one you should take in planning your family's future is to save. I recommend United States savings bonds. Money set aside on the payroll savings plan at work or the bond-a-month plan at your bank will stay safe till you need it to make your dreams come true. Buy a savings bond. It's good for you and your country.
This is Bob Hope for United States Savings Bonds. Hey, if you don't think that small change in your pocket is worth anything, you should be at the Treasury Department when they ring up the day's take from the payroll savings plan. Every day, Americans buy around $18 million worth of bonds, mostly in small amounts through payroll savings. Would you believe that 63 cents a day could buy you a $25 bond a month? So how about dropping by your friendly pay office today to sign up?
Hi, I'm Mike Collins. My Apollo 11 teammates and I were mighty glad to have so many people with us in spirit on our trip to the moon. And it was good to know that so many Americans were helping to make the trip possible through their purchases of United States savings bonds. Bonds help America do many important things, and they make your own future more secure. Why not sign up where you work or where you bank?
Hello, darlings. This is Eva Gabor. Recently, I had the privilege of visiting President Nixon at the White House for United States saving bonds. With me was this wonderful group of Brooklyn school children who made this huge freedom banner for the president. And of course, the highlight for me was pinning an eagle pin on the president's lapel. He took time to share in America. So did the children. Won't you? So buy bonds where you work or at your bank.
0. We have commit. We have off. The clock is running.
That roar of our Saturn V engines voiced Project Apollo's challenge to the future. This is astronaut Dick Gordon for U.S. savings bonds. Bonds offer all of us a way to be ready for a better world. Secure your future. Buy bonds at work or where you bank. Astronauts do. This is astronaut Dick Gordon for U.S. savings bonds. Floating freely, either in a test chamber or in deep space, reminds me of people without goals. Until you start a systematic thrift program, like the payroll savings plan at work or the bond-a-month plan at your bank, you won't know how easy it is to save. Savings bonds give you a security anchor, and they help us probe space. Don't float through life. Buy bonds. Astronauts do.
God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. God saw that it was good.
This is astronaut Dick Gordon for U.S. savings bonds. As pilot of the Gemini 11 mission and as backup command module pilot for Apollo 9, I know that working together is worth the effort. And buying U.S. savings bonds is one way for each of us to share in America. Let's all buy bonds for a brighter future.
I'm Joan Blondell of Here Come the Brides, and this is a collection of happy endings. Technically, they're called United States savings bonds, but people buy them to make dreams come true. Last year, Americans bought enough of these to stretch halfway around the world. That's a lot of new homes and college educations and a lot of security for retirement. You ought to think about United States savings bonds.
Hello, I'm Bob Feller. I'm still pitching in Cleveland. Not on the mound, of course, but I've still got a good pitch, a most important one for you. United States savings bonds. As volunteer bond chairman for my state, I'm convinced there's no better investment for yourself or your country. It works for me, it will work for you. Buy bonds through the payroll savings plan.
Gale Gordon speaking. What's that you're selling? U.S. savings bond? I see. Series E bonds and freedom shares. Well, you've got a good product there, I'll say that for you. Always safe and the money keeps growing. What did you say your name was? I can't hear you with all that band music. Sam? I know a dozen salesmen named Sam. What's your last name? Oh! Uncle Sam. Yes, sir.
I've got 3 kinds of good news for you from Uncle Sam. First, U.S. savings bonds have been raised to 4.25%. Second, new freedom shares sold in combination with E-bonds have been raised to 5%. And third, you can now buy the combination whenever you want. No regular plan necessary. 3 more good reasons to share in freedom. How about it?
I'm Herb Alpert, and you know, I make a living playing this. But this pen could really take care of my future if I use it right. I mean by signing up for United States savings bonds. Millions of people do, where they work or bank. You know, I think I just talked myself into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I recently finished a motion picture that was filmed on a far location. Out of doors, close to nature, a man gets a chance to think about his country. I've also been out to Vietnam. I met the boys out there. They're buying United States saving bonds. Don't you think you ought to buy bonds too? President Johnson calls them the most important investment any American can make.
Would you give 75 cents for $1? This is Kirk Douglas, and I'm not selling money. Just reminding that United States savings bonds pay off like that in just 7 years. They're a great way to save for the future, and you can help your country besides. You can aim toward tomorrow by beginning today to buy United States savings bonds where you work or bank. President Johnson has said that savings bonds are the best investment anyone can make, and at the same time help our fighting men in Vietnam.
This is Lorne Greene, and this is a United States savings bond. Looks big, doesn't it? Well, this one is, but all of them are big in benefits to you and our country. Bonds can build a new home, pay for education for your children, give you a more comfortable retirement. And bonds can do even more, like backing up our fighting men in Vietnam. President Johnson calls United States savings bonds the most important investment any American can make. Your bank sells savings bonds. So does your company or the payroll savings plan. And today is a real good day to start to buy bonds regularly.
Hello, I'm Jackie Cooper, salesman for United States savings bonds. President Johnson calls savings bonds the most important investment any American can make. Bonds are not only good for your country, they're good for you. A great way to save for those important things like a new home, college for your children, or a more comfortable retirement. Right now, savings bonds have the job of backing up our men in Vietnam. And I can tell you that these men are not only fighting the war, but are helping to pay for it with their bond purchases. So how about you? Sign up on the payroll savings plan where you work or bank. Either way, you're helping to keep America secure, and at the same time, building a brighter future for yourself and your family. Thank you.
This is Don Knotts, and this is what President Johnson calls the most important investment we can make, a United States savings bond. Now, bonds help our men in Vietnam, and they help your future, too. So how about it? Buy United States savings bonds regularly, where you work or bank. Thank you.
Hello, I'm George Peppard, a salesman for United States savings bonds. Savings bonds mean to me security for our country and for myself. President Johnson calls savings bonds the most important investment any American can make. Our men in Vietnam buy them where they work. Can you do less where you work? United States savings bonds. How about it?
(1941). The United States Savings Bonds program came into being.
Oh, I'm trying to find out what's the guy's name on first base.
Oh, no, wait a minute. What is on second base?
Who's on second?
No, who's on first?
One base at a time. Today.
Let's have Yankee Doodle Dandy.
I'm a Yankee
This year, the United States Savings Bonds program celebrates its 25th anniversary. 25 years of serving you and the nation. To the countless volunteers who sell these shares in America and to the millions of citizens who buy them, your country offers its thanks. United States Savings Bonds, now at a new higher rate of interest.
Hi, I'm Carl Reiner. President Johnson recently called savings bonds the most important investment an American can make. Each United States savings bond is a contribution to national security, and every bond you buy is a contribution to your family's security, a nest egg for the future. So invest in your own and your country's future with savings bonds. Thank you.
I'm Lucille. My subject is United States savings bonds. Let me tell you this. They have never been more important than they are today. We've got a war to pay for in Vietnam. Brave young Americans who back up with our investment. We have our own future to think of, too, and our country's. And bonds can do a lot for us, both ways. President Johnson calls savings bonds the most important investment any American can make. I guess that makes them grade A merchandise. Your bank sells them, so does your boss, through the payroll savings plan where you work. Buy them regularly, won't you? United States savings bonds. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pat Boone. You know, President Johnson recently called savings bonds the most important investment that an American can make. Each United States savings bond is a contribution to national security, support for the men in Vietnam, and the cause of freedom. And every bond you buy is a contribution to your family's security, a nest egg for the future. Why don't you invest in your own and your country's future with savings bonds? Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Let me introduce Joanne Medley, a new buyer of United States savings bonds. I'm John Gavin at Universal City Studios in California. Here at this studio, as in business and industry throughout the nation, Americans are buying bonds through their payroll savings plan where they work. Savings bonds have been called by President Johnson the most important investment any citizen can make.
John, I know everyone has their own reasons for buying bonds. I regard them as a key to the future. They're a painless, safe way to save for the big things in my future.
They're a key to the nation's future, too. They support our fighting men in Vietnam while they help us build individual security. Today is a good day to start to invest in United States savings bonds.
On this anniversary of our nation's birth,
Most of us are enjoying a holiday from work and the cares of the world. But even while we celebrate Independence Day, there is no holiday from responsibility. We must go on with the works of building peace, of enlarging our prosperity, of guarding against inflation and recession. I ask you to invest a few dollars each month in the front lines of the battle for a stronger America and a safer world. Put a small part of your prosperity into saving bonds. You can buy them automatically just by signing up for the payroll savings plan where you work. So I ask you to think about that as you enjoy this holiday. Think about how much more meaningful your enjoyment would be if you could only honestly say, I have pledged to do my share as an American. I will buy United States savings bond on a regular basis.
This is Dick Van Dyke. President Johnson has said that the buying of United States savings bonds is especially important at this time. Savings bonds work to support the defense of freedom around the world and help to preserve the buying power of American dollars. Buy bonds regularly through your payroll savings plan where you work. It's the automatic way to invest in yourself and in your country.
Hi, this is Dan Blocker, and this is a bundle of security. I buy them on a bond-a-month plan through my bank, just like lots of folks around the country. And there's another automatic way millions of Americans buy bonds, where they work through the payroll savings plan. Our men in Vietnam are buying them where they work, too. You can help back them up. President Johnson calls savings bonds the most important investment any American can make.
I'm Charlton Heston. Americans in Vietnam are buying United States savings bonds where they work. Can you do less?
Bonds protect your future. They can make your retirement years more secure.
Why don't you sign up for your company's payroll savings plan or the bond-a-month plan at your bank for the regular purchase of what President Johnson calls the most important investment any American can make. United States savings bonds.
Howdy, this is Granny, and this is a genuine United States savings bond. The president calls it the most important investment that any American can make. Remember, a penny saved is a penny earned, and for a good cause. These bonds support all of our fighting men and help to make the future brighter for everybody. Buy them where you work or down to the bank. Tell Mr. Drysdale Granny sent you.
Hi, I'm Ann-Margret. Earlier this year, I was privileged to visit our fighting men in Vietnam, and it was an experience that I will never, ever forget. I'm just very proud to be in the same generation. Everywhere I went, I found the morale high and the resolve firm. So many of you have fought earlier tyrannies before my time and know what it is like to be far from home fighting for those near and dear to you. Our men in Vietnam need your support now, and the best way you can help is to follow President Johnson's call to buy United States savings bonds. In doing so, you are investing in your country and in your own future. Thousands of our soldiers abroad buy savings bonds every week. Won't you do the same? Buy savings bonds now to help bring them back home soon.